Welcome, I'm Tamanon. I talk about anime and anime card games, or just card games in general, and just anime in general. Today I have the Caster Chronicles Kickstarter that came in. I'm going to be opening up all of this stuff, bunch of booster packs, bunch of starter decks, bunch of really cool Kickstarter things. I really like this game. I was really sad when it originally died, and we're going to be going over all the cool stuff, like this custom caster token that I got with it, and these launch day promos, because the company behind it, Speed Robo Games, is really pushing for gameplay and this to be played, and I'm super excited about opening up all of this stuff. Let's get right on into it. Going right on in, this is my brand new playmat for opening up cards. Hopefully it makes it a little bit easier for my camera, which I'm also brand new, to kind of hyper focus on some of the details of the cards. Now, the Bell Tolls is the first set that they are releasing. They're kind of doing a thing where they're mix and matching certain sets and cards from the original run so that there's a more kind of balanced meta. You know, they really want the game to succeed, and part of that is people being able to play it and being excited to play it. So I'm really happy with some of the things that they've decided to do with the game, from certain erratas to changing up the contents of some of the sets so that there is a more interesting or even gameplay. We'll see how that goes when the meta starts going. I know it's going to be like best 2 out of 3 with sideboard. Anyway, so going to the Kickstarter, we also got these cute little keychains. I actually showed off one of these when I showed off the demo decks earlier, like 2 months ago maybe. And you get one of these or with a basic Kickstarter, but it's one of the Kickstarter things. So also got these playmats. So this is a really cool one. I love this art. It is Morningstar Academy, which the casters in the game go to. It has, you know, the different zones, so it's pretty useful for teaching people or yourself if you're just kind of learning how to play the game, which I did make a gameplay video, which will be linked in the description and at the end of this video probably. So you can learn how to play this game in literally 5 minutes. It's not super complicated on the outset. It's kind of all the involved stuff afterwards, like especially things with sideboard come involved. Now this is another playmat of, you know, just all the different casters going to a school festival. I think this art's really cute. The playmat's pretty nice. It's like, you know, got the double stitching around the edge. But yeah, just really, really pretty cute art, which is what a lot of this game is about, is these really cute casters, little witches that summon horrific monsters to fight each other. So this is going to be the main way that this game is released, which is different starter decks. There are boosters that I'm going to show later, but you will be able to just buy like a complete set later. It's more of a living card game in a lot of ways, which I pretty much appreciate if you just want to play. I've been having so many issues just not actually being able to get the cards that I want to play with. So this is the first duel deck 01, the Magical Girl Duel. This is very similar to the original 2 starter decks that came out for Caster Chronicles in its initial release, except for it comes in one. It's also very similar to the demo decks that I showed off, except for you get all 50 cards. And yeah, it comes with this very nice little booklet here of all the rules if you want to go through them after you watch my How to Play in 5 Minute video. Yeah, so going right through here, we have the Ignis and we have the Terra. Now, they are based on, I think Ignis is Wrath, which is the red, and then Terra is like Pride, which is the purple. And you're going to kind of see that with the style of the art. So we're going to go right into Ignis here. Now, they're kind of like direct attackers, kind of like your red deck wins, like kind of thing going on, I believe. You have your level 1, your level 2, which if you have, this is your first experience into this game, your casters here, which are the ones with the number on the bottom left, they're kind of like your lands that tell you what you can play with what color. But what makes them different than a lot of other games that I can think of is that every single one is, they come from a Magic background, basically legendary, and they can level up, which is really cool. And yeah, they just pretty interesting gameplay because all of them have effects. I'm kind of speeding through a lot of this because I did show off some of it, and I'm kind of want to show off the artwork and what you're going to get with each of these duel decks and kind of what to expect from the game. And again, if you haven't seen any of this before, like look at this artwork versus the cute casters you saw earlier. This whole game has that kind of madoka-magica vibe of very cute characters contrasted with really horrific monsters, and spells that tend to be a little bit more on the funny side. So you get a little bit of each thing. So they are 50 card decks, and each one also will come with these blank caster tokens, which you can draw on and use to, they're kind of like a giveaway thing when you're playing with people. Now, this is my caster token that I got custom made with the Kickstarter. And yeah, I mean, but you can go ahead and draw your own or make your own. I got this one from Red Zone Rogue. You can, do whatever you want to do with the tokens. They're kind of like a fun little community aspect of the game. And going right into Terra. Now, they're like they kind of just destroy smaller things is what I remember. They're a little bit more like kind of tricky little mechanics, I guess. Like, yeah, you can reverse target allied servant. There's some interesting stuff you can do with this out of the box. Now, when this game first came out, I wasn't like competitive with it. I only played a couple of games, but I was pretty aware of what was going on just from watching some of the people play it and whatnot. It was very hard to find other players. I'm hoping that because this game is going to have much better distribution, it'll be a lot easier. It's a really, really fun game. It is very close to like Duel Masters, or I guess if you come from Bandai games, it has the shields and that kind of thing. But it has a lot of interesting stuff, like every single servant, or creature, whatever you want to call it, the ones I'm going through right now, they can be blockers, they can be attackers, they can switch in between depending on the cards. There's a lot to keep track of between that and the casters all having abilities as well. And honestly, I really like the aesthetic. A lot of games don't really focus on the frames anymore. It's all about the full art, which, don't get me wrong, I really love full art stuff when it matches. But this is just kind of like, they feel like game pieces, if that makes sense. It's really easy to tell what's going on in the field, which is important when there's so much that can go on. I'll talk about that a little bit more as I go through here. So you can keep this little box. It's a nice box. This isn't something that, you would tear open and throw away. It's actually kind of really sturdy there. And I'm definitely, it's a collector piece, if you want to show it off. The artwork's really, really cool. Moving on, we have Forgotten in the Moonlight, which is the third starter. I didn't really two-player duel deck, whatever. So this is going to be Silva and Luna. Now, I really like Luna. I think it's pretty cool. It's like, well, we'll get into it a little bit more. I'm a de facto leader, so there's like a little story on the back of each of these about, the characters involved, which is pretty cool. There is like a little bit of manga and like backstory for all of these different characters and the classes that they go to, and they're not Hogwarts or whatever you want to call it. So let's see. Well, let's go with Luna first. Luna is your like greed. They're all about drawing cards. They have a lot of shield orb manipulation. The shields are the life, the whatever you want to call it, the bases of whatever Bandai game or Duel Masters you come from. The life that you use is called orbs in this game, and this Luna kind of deals with a lot of manipulation, adding more, and creating like a game state where you just have like a million, which I guess is kind of typical in yellow Bandai games now. So I will say, though, this game came out like 4 years before any of those, before you start running the comments saying that, Bandai did it first or Digimon did it first, whatever. It's just yellow equals having a lot of life for some reason in a lot of games. And looking back, I think this one might be the first one to do it. Oh, no, I guess there's a lot of blockers and that kind of stuff in Duel Masters as well. Everything's a Duel Masters clone at the end of the day. And it's just about what kind of clone you want to do. So I love this, like, drawing a bunch, like having cards in your hand that you can, it's usually like a blue thing, but having it in yellow is fun. Abolition's a cool card. It's just destroying a bunch of stuff. Yeah, just to draw 2 cards, against Pot of Greed. And yeah, you get to put a card in the top of your orbs. Yeah, there's a lot of orb manipulation, gaining life in this. I really like this color. I actually played mostly this color in my demo that's going to be coming up on another channel that I'll be linking down below. One of my buddies. Moving right along, we have Silva, or green. They're the sloth. They tend to be about debuffs, making your opponent's things smaller, making them slower, making your opponents not be able to do things like this. Return one of your own allied to your hand, and another ally gets plus 500, which is crazy because you can just save your stuff repeatedly and keep playing it. Give another card, like, be able to attack immediately if it has slow start, so maybe it's something big that has like a restriction that is the slow start, which means that it can't attack on the first turn, because in this game you can. So it's kind of like a weird version of stacks plus bounce plus kind of weirder effects, I guess. I vaguely remember some of this stuff because slow start was a very weird mechanic in a lot of ways. Like, this is crazy, you know, it's like a 5,000 that can just keep writing itself to kill things, which is cool, but it has slow start, so you want to remove it or whatever. But on the same time, you have stuff like this, where each player can only play one non-Aether caster ability a turn, which could really mess up people's entire gameplay. And then you have a bunch of stuff that bounces their stuff back to their hand. So it's kind of the annoying color, although I'm going to be fair, most of these colors have something that's not very straightforward and can be seen as annoying. I really love that this game kind of just goes wherever it feels like it does. There's 8 colors, which we're going to be showing all of them. That's why, you know, there's 2 starter color decks for each of the 8. So that was Forgotten in the Moonlight. Pretty fun name there. And yeah, let's have the infinite orbs and infinite bounce in the same duel deck is definitely a choice. Moving along, we have number 2, Away Game. Now this one is very interesting to me because this is Void and Aqua. Now in the original game, Void did not have an actual color identity. It was just the absence of color. Like, the casters didn't actually tap for any real Aether resource of color, but in this one they do. I have very little experience with Void because it came out in a set I didn't really buy. So let's start with Aqua. Now Aqua, like every single card game ever, it's about, you know, drawing things, cards, searching your deck, removing things from game, and it's based on envy. Now honestly, looking at the cards, I mostly remember them for being all weird mechanical stuff and like water based, a lot of like weird mechanical stuff. You're gonna see it in a minute, I'm sure, but it's very much the draw spells, the searching spells, you know, like this. If you would draw a card, you look at the top 3 and said a lot of scry types things going on. It like makes sure that things don't happen when your opponents want them to. And it does definitely feel kind of like a mix of black and blue in Magic in a lot of ways. Very, very search heavy. And it just kind of does a little bit of everything. I mean, look, it destroys something with 5 or less. You search your deck, you draw things, you exchange cards, which it kind of does a little bit of what every other color does in some ways. You know, you look at target player's hand, you draw a card. And this is what I remember, the supplies. Like, a lot of their servants are based, like, it's a pencil. It's an evil pencil. Supplies. It's an evil glue stick. You know, it's actually kind of just looks like a spaceship, but yeah, like the stapler. Now I remember this because it comes out of nowhere because it can be played for free from your life, from your shields, and then you just get to banish something, which is exile, remove from the game. That's nuts. And like, what in the Tim Burton is this artwork? Stationary slime. It's a slime made of your stationary. Spirit scissors, really cool. Reminds me of a Dreamblade miniature. You're basically playing with research casters that they're making their research items come to life, I guess. That's the lore, right? You know, now Void here, they don't really have one of the 7 deadly sins attached to them. I guess the 7 deadly sin of nothing. I'm not really sure. I have been looking into them a little bit because they're very interesting. It's all about making your opponent's casters go face down and your own going face down for like abilities. Like this one it is a level 2, but do you get to put any caster face down as a caster? Or, yeah, you get basically to ramp for like bigger things, but they're face down at the same time. And you get pluses for face down things. And you get like this little guy that can yeet himself to make bigger dudes. This one's crazy. If an allied orb would be corrupted, you can turn it face down instead. So in this game, since you can only have one caster on the field a turn, there's no real problem with running multiples of her because, you know, oh, well, I'll just flip her so I can play the one in my hand later. Not really sure how this one works entirely, but yeah, banish face down caster, destroy target enemy. Okay, so you're doing that kind of thing where you're just banishing, turning your own things face down to be able to remove your opponent's stuff from the game. Or look at this, target player banishes servants equal to the number of face down they control. Okay, so you're turning your opponent's face down so that you can banish them on level 5, or have this double corruptor 5k, which is pretty cool. And Cthulhu, very cute little Cthulhu. It's funny how these Eldritch Car creatures are way cuter than like the creatures from, I don't know, any of the other ones we've seen so far, except for maybe the supplies, right? Oh, if rested, you may banish me. If you do, target enemy player loses the game. If you have no orbs and if they have no orbs, okay, I do love my alt win cons. Alt win cons are pretty cool. Oh, yeah, this is pretty cool. Door to another dimension. I do like that these starter decks seem to come with mostly 4s of everything. There's no real reason to have to go hunting for extras. I think a couple only come with 2 for gameplay reasons, but you're probably pretty fine with just buying one of these and being mostly good to go, which I really appreciate. You know, if you just so many games now, you just really can't play out of the box. Away game, really cool looking box right there. So this is the final, and I left the best for last. These are my 2 favorites. So this is going to be popularity contest. You might recognize the art on the cover. Now, this comes with my personal 2 favorites. Luna is kind of a third, but I really like the kind of the creatures that these have. So this is A's and Solus. Solus is actually the background that I picked for my custom caster, and I'll open that one second just because it is kind of a personal favorite. So going with A's is your lust. It's about making your opponent's cards rest for them to change position or change the position of your own cards, which, and like last words, when it dies, you know, it banishes something. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff this can do. And it's kind of, now this is definitely almost more like Goblins tier, like you're just playing a bunch of cosmetics, which is their servants off the top. Like this one, you get to just look at the top, level 2, put it into play, discard a caster, reverse target enemy servant, so that you can, you know, swing in for the win. It's very like swing heavy, and you know, you banish your own stuff to draw your own stuff when it's not important anymore. Enter, look, like cosmetic, look at that. It's lipstick. That's hilarious. It's funny, you know, like there's nothing funnier in a card game where somebody plays like, I'm the biggest demon, and then you just kill it with lipstick or something, right? So I don't know, like you get a lot of like heavy hitters for cheap, but they bounce back to your hand, but you can have other abilities like banishing them to draw a card instead of dealing with that. But yeah, it's pretty tongue-in-cheek that their main, I guess, servant line is cosmetics, and they're the lust-based color. Chaos Curler. Yeah, it's literally an eyelash curler. Cloudy Powder Brush. You know, it's a break that comes in for defense. You're mostly just trying to reverse your opponent's enemy servants, put them down so then you can swing in for the win or kill their servants. And like, you got a succubus there with prismatic looking wings, and wait there, okay? Yeah, reverse target enemy servant. So it's not quite killing the thing, it's more about almost, from my understanding, trying to ignore your opponent's blockers, so then you can just only have to deal 8 damage and win. Because if you can just make sure that they have no blockers, it doesn't matter, right? Now, Play Nice, they actually errated this. This was a monster back in the day. It didn't used to get removed from play, so you could loop it, but it's just a fog. It's a super fog, so it just ended up being really unfun, where everyone could just loop it and just the game would never end. And I'm kind of glad they went ahead and knew the game enough with this reboot to remove it. Going into my all-time favorite is Solus. And why are they my favorite? Honestly, I just like the concept behind them, and they're also all about graveyard manipulation with discarding your opponents, discarding yourself to get abilities and bring things back from the graveyard, putting your own things, like put the top card of your deck in graveyard. If it's a Sweets, you get to draw a card. And I kind of like the Sweets aspect. Like, look at that character. It could be something out of Candyland, right? It's very, very silly. And this is also kind of a rush deck, at least in the first set. I know later on there's going to be a lot more of the discard heavy control kind of stuff coming in, but it's very good, and I think this is probably the best starter out of the box. Unity, you can rest any number of Recover to make this bigger if you need to, but it's evil cookies, you know what I mean? It's really funny to me. Melty ice cream and gluttony with all the candy and the snacks and whatnot. I think it's very, very funny. I love this color. My main deck with this color, I'm going to be hunting the Sunny, which is my favorite caster. Afternoon Tea. Look how madoka-magica thing that looks, Put target Sweets from an ally graveyard in the field, so once on level 5 you can just start swarming, so they kill your little dudes. It's like, oh, too bad, I bring them back. If you're very Magic the Gathering minded, I would say that each of these colors is pretty much a Guild of Ravnica or something, and this would definitely be like the Rakdos one. It's a play little dudes, swing with them, make your opponent discard, and then bring your little dudes back. Hard Pancake's cool. I hope we get the promo later. And let's see, Sweets Buffet. Yeah, whenever a servant enters the field, search your deck for Sweets, put in your hand, and shuffle your deck. There's a lot of card advantage in all of these decks, which is really cool. Yeah, you just get to bring them back. It's a break, too, so, you just, oh, well, now I get another servant that can swing into you or whatever. Draw 4, then discard 4 for 2 energy or resource or aether. I'm trying to be open to people who have no idea what this game is. Destroy all servants with cost 2 or less so that you can get through their defenses, bring your stuff back. And this is a break. It is a little high, but you just destroy any servant. Doesn't even matter. Something giving you problems, just yeet it back to the trash. So yeah, these are definitely my 2 favorite. I don't actually think they play very well together, but I do like them the most. Next would be Luna, but that's only kind of because of very specific cards that are in it. Now, we're just going to show these. I got 4 of these here, which are the launch day promos. The backs of the cards are always great. The foiling here, it's kind of like a glitter thing. I do like that you don't really have the foil on the character. I know that they had said before that this game is more about the playability and being able to play it and keeping the costs kind of in a good way rather than attracting the scalper type. So I don't really think we can expect too huge of foils or varying arts, that kind of thing. Now we got this box with the Kickstarter. Now this box holds all of the starters decks that came in it. I haven't really put it together yet because I just opened up the starters themselves, but you can kind of put all of them in here with the white whatever it was that was inside, and you put it in there and they all fit. I got 2 of each of the starters so I'd make sure I have everything. Now this is a special pack or something that came on the side. I don't really know if these are errata cards or what was really the reason that these specific ones were chosen, because I believe they're in each of the starters anyway. I'm going to be saying, Speed, if you're watching this, or anyone else on the team, if you want to chime in. Now, I got 45 packs of these cards. And we're gonna dive right in. Now, this is very different from typical booster packs that I open for a big reason that you'll see by pack 3 or 4. You're going right on in, looking at it. The actual packs are they kind of feel like really hard paper. They're not plasticky really. It's kind of hard, but super rare, approximately 1 in 4 packs. Hyper rare, 1 in 50 packs. And 1 of 8 of possible 5 cards. Oh, I spoiled the surprise. Yeah, it's kind of does not want to open here. What? Yeah, I thought feeling these booster packs are going to be more like cardboard or paper, but they're really tough. I'm going to have to cut these open. I don't think I'm going to be able to open them by themselves. All right, so so you get the foils right off the bat, and it looks like the foils are kind of like I don't know, maybe, yeah, they kind of all got that background sparkly going on, kind of like the launch day promo did. So I'm assuming that's kind of like the normal foil. Okay, Civil Attitude. Elia Superior. Banish card, draw a card. Summoning Obstruction. Yeah, so the game does have some ecchi elements in it. Return a servant and the chase to his hand. It's a literal counterspell. This is cool. Lucifel. It's a big boy. It's kind of boss monster. I'm going to try to line these up here while I'm opening them. You might have noticed that everything in that pack was one color, right? It was so these packs are seeded. The foils can be anything. Oh, like this. It's a little chibi mana style. Yeah, doo-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. So the foils can be anything, I think, and the packs are going to be one of the 8 colors. And okay, so this is also the Terra or purple. Interesting. I don't know if each of the seeded. Ooh, what is? Okay, so I think this is the hyper rare, the 150 packs. I have feelings about the foiling here. It's very difficult to see the card. I mean, you can read it, but like, yeah, I kind of wish that the card art was more clear. I mean, it's shiny. It's a little, anyway. Princess Pavilion, and okay, so we got a red pack here. The Ignis pack. So yeah, your servants can't be switched except for by spells. So you're trying to force people not to block. There's Yokai. There's Diablos the Deceiver. Double Corrupt. Okay. Yeah, I kind of, if this is actually the hyper rare, I kind of wish that the foiling was better. I just opened up My Little Pony and the foils were kind of crazy. So I know that that's not the kind of the point of this game. This game is definitely about making sure people can play more than, hyper collectability. But I've seen, oh yeah, okay, well, whatever. I got my Sunny. I love Sunny. This is such a cool card. Draw a card of an enemy discarded card this turn. Her level 2 is also really cool. She's got a little fork going on. I Daisuke this card. I had an entire deck built around her and her Soul Bond, which is a fusion. Yeah, in the next couple sets, I'm sure we'll get the fusions as well. Because, yeah, okay, so it's going to seem like each of these clusters are the exact cards. I think that's where this is going. If you pick up the color, it's going to be the same exact card. So once I show them off, I'm not going to show too much. Okay, I think Marilyn was in the starter deck. Was Grace? I'm not really sure. I'd really like how the Void foil actually looks. Okay, yeah, another Ignis pack, in the same order too. I wonder if it's possible to get slightly different variations, or if it's there's only so many cards. Okay, another Chibi, Fare, Popore. I have no idea how to say that. Arthur. Yeah, the void foiling looks pretty cool because it looks like something on, I don't know, a raven's wing or something, where it's like that color really pops. I guess if all the clusters of the packs, so it is good. It means that like you're not really chasing too. Oh, Arthur level 2. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so I kind of talk about this in my demo deck opening as well as the how to play maybe, but the basic point of these clusters is that you don't have to buy too many of these packs if you just want to build a deck and play with friends. It's not going to be a game where it's really difficult for you to have to go out and spend $50 on a playset of a card. It should be as easy as you and a couple buddies pick up like 5 packs each, and you should be good to go with whatever starter decks that you picked up. So you buy like 2 starter decks, 5 packs each, and you should be pretty meta ready. So this is your Void. Now, Migo is a really annoying card. You can just keep bouncing it to remove things from people's hands and from play. It's it's a very, very annoying card. Let's see. Let's just kind of move everything around. I haven't opened up any green yet. No, there's a green. Okay, well, spoke too soon. Kind of pretty full art there. I do adore the art for this game. I like the contrast a lot. Not personally too much into chibis, but they can be cute, so. Yeah, so the foils are basically if you just want to like make your deck super shiny and pretty. I don't know if there's servant foils. It might just be the casters. It's looking so far like it's just casters that can be foil. I didn't really look into this when I was reading. Oh, okay, well, I spoke too soon. Diablos to the Deceiver. Okay, so you can get a foil servant. So maybe they're just harder to find because there's more servants than there are casters. I guess I'll see as we keep on going. Now, this is my first of the Luna. And you kind of see it like, oh, Bamomon is a crazy card. Just put 2 of your hands into your allied orb zone. Like, this card is crazy. I thought it was really cool. The art's really cool, and it was just it's a really good card. I wanted to try forcing like 4 of them just to keep playing as many orbs as possible. Just have like 30 orbs. I did play a practice game, and I did end up with like 30 orbs at one point, but you do lose if you draw your deck, so that can kind of be a problem. I got annoyed at this point. It's getting too hot in my studio, so I need to just cut everything and go on. Hey, okay, so the same servant in foil. Maybe she's just special and she's the only servant that got a foil treatment, which I'm curious as to why that would be, but I'm asking you guys watching. In turn, draw a card, recover a level 1 allied caster so you can use their ability again, draw a card and discard a card. Orbs, orbs, and more orbs. Got another Nebula, or you can get something from the grave. Draw a card, 2 more allied servants entered the field this turn. The drilled Twin Tails. I mean Twin Tails, whatever. Okay, so this is the first pack of A's here. You kind of see foil versus non-foil, I suppose. You get to exchange control of casters, partner exchange. Ooh, some NTR. Gain control of target enemy servant. More NTR. Be mine. It's pretty funny. It'd be funny to have an entire deck that does nothing but steal your opponent's stuff. I think blue and pink both do that, so I'm sure somebody's come up with something pretty silly doing that. Another princess here. Okay, so I think this is only second blue that I've pulled. Deshi Leon, discard a caster, target supplies an allied graveyard goes to your hand. Yeah, it just does it. Okay, first green pack. All right, all servants gain slow start. It cannot attack the turn I'm played. Very funny, sophomore slump, really cool card. That's the kind of like stack stuff I was talking about. Discard caster, target enemy servant gains slow start. All right. This little thing that returns to your hand if you want it at the end of turn. This is so weird looking. I love the weirder art in this. Like what even is that thing? Oh, okay. So this is much cooler looking to me than the. I'm pretty sure this is one of the hyper rares or something. Maybe it's an SR. I don't know. I think it looks cool. I like the alternative art, and the foil in the back makes it just pop really well. I'd prefer this a lot to the glitter everywhere effect. We've got another one of this dude. We've got another Void. All right. So far, these packs are telling me to play Void and Ignis. I think that's what I've mostly gotten. Although, pulling that really super shiny Glory Butterfly, maybe I should play some Insects Terra. I do know that they have some really mean stuff going on. It's just blowing up stuff all the time. Okay, so here's another one of those super swanky glitter foils. I kind of like this one more since it's right in, like the whole face is in there. I honestly believe I just like the basic foil more than this, however. It's just kind of, you can't see the art as much, and I do really like a lot of this art. Like, it's just really cute. Look at that. Not Sakura. Another pink to the pile. Still missing Solus and Aqua. Okay. Another glitter. I thought these are 1 in 50 packs. Maybe these are not the 1 in 50 packs ones. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I have no clue. I'm opening semi-blind here. I kind of know what I'm supposed to get, but kind of not. I just saw Caster Chronicles, and I'm super hyped to play, and that's kind of more important to me than whatever the rarities are here. And that I get enough of each pack that I can actually play it. I have a feeling I might end up trading people if I don't get the Solus and Aqua enough. Chibi Passion Wing. That's pretty cute. I think I prefer it to the hyper rare or whatever. That's pretty cool, since the mirror isn't really foiled. Finally, okay. Finally we got the what I wanted, Solus here. And it comes with Sunny. Okay, each one comes with Sunny. They know what they're doing. At the end of the turn, the enemy player discards a card. Yeah, I'll discard a card and I'll draw a card. Sounds great. Destroying barriers that stop you from doing things. An evil turkey that has Death Touch. And Cerber Toast. Makes your opponent discard stuff when they corrupt an orb and has double corrupt, so they discard 2. Pretty mean. It is kind of like a 3K, so everything can sneeze and kill it, but it is really funny art and pretty good card. Got another one of the SD cards. And hey, look at this. I don't think we've pulled one of her yet. Very, very pretty art. Kind of wanna look up and play a slow start deck just because green has a pretty interesting art. Ran is like splashing everything though. I feel like just bounce something and save it from dying. Whenever an allied jewelry enters the field, recover me. So basically all your jewelry costs 1 less. That seems pretty good. Look at the top card of an enemy deck. You may put that to the bottom of the deck. That's crazy. Just, yeah, play Lantern Control in Caster Chronicles. Alright, more red. There's a lot of packs. Alright, let's just... Yeah, I don't feel like cutting them one at a time. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. Alright. Okay, so this has got to be just the designated... This is the servant you can get in foil. I don't remember her being super special. Maybe she's really good. I don't really know. Let me know below in the comments if you do. And if you're like me and this is kind of your first rodeo, then you can speculate wildly. Shiny, shiny. World of Rage, blah, blah, blah. Another chibi. Alright, I wonder if I've actually... Oh, right, level 2s. I was about to say I'll get target allied servant gets plus 200 for each card in your hand. Alright, that's cool because you're constantly drawing cards. And I got my Sunny, yeah. Alright, foil Sunny. I only need 3 more to go. It's the only foil I actually really care about getting, to be honest with you. Oh. Okay, I did not remember that my new camera can zoom in like that. That's pretty cool. 4K, can zoom in like crazy. Nice. I probably should have been doing that earlier. I'll start zooming in on some more stuff, like look at this chibi. And you know what? It's cute. Can we put it down there? Let's zoom in on this. See this art up close and personal. Very cute. And we got some more void cards. Alright, another level 2. Cool, Maisie Queen. As I talked about a little bit when we were going through the starter deck, she is a very strong cosmetics card. Art's really, really cool. And you just spam out your cosmetics for free. Yeah, the zoom is cool. I should have been doing that earlier. it's kind of a different setup than I normally do. So, you know, as I move on filming in the future for packs, I'll get this zoom and not zoom and all that down packed. So I guess, you know, you can mostly just get the casters and the starters and try to get the level 2s as well in foil. Or if you want to chibify them. Yeah, I didn't quite realize, I guess, that the clusters were going to be like... Yeah, this is the first cluster for blue that I've gotten. Search your deck for level 1 caster and put it in your hand. Sounds good. Search your deck for conjure, put it in your hand. Shuffle your deck. Sounds great. Target enemy player banishes a servant they control. Neat. Pretty... Okay, so the zoom doesn't always work. Let me try to... Jealous. Daemon. And Azure Flame. It's pretty funny that this game is pretty edgy when you think about it. They're all based on the 7 deadly sins, and there's like... The girls are controlling the demons, but then you have like the super cute artwork going on. It does feel like the level 2 foils are a little bit more difficult to get. Again, I don't know if that's on purpose or it's just my my luck here, because I've definitely opened a crap ton more Void and Ignis and any other colors. Like, what this is like the 3rd one of her? Oh, what's going on here? Give me some more Sunny. Come on. Okay, so another A's. That's good. I really want to make a really good A's deck as well. AS? E's? I don't know. It's AES. It's AS, right? E's? Man. I'll just call it pink. It's pink. There you go. More pink. All right, I should be good. I got at least 4 packs. Whoa, another glitter rare. Sure, that's not what they're called, but I'm going to start calling them glitter rares because they're just all glittery all the time. Boop. Yeah, zoom in on that art. Yeah, I've definitely gotten way... Come on. She likes me a little bit too much. Gotten very... Oh, well, here's another Mona. What the... I'm gonna... How many of these am I gonna get? 7 costs servant, and just double corrupts and something else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so I got 9 packs left. Oh, alright, well, we open up another one of her. Another Passion Wing level 1 glitter rare here. Yeah, you know, I do really like when foils look nice, and I don't care when the art is a distraction from the foiling. Like, look at this art. I want to see the art. I want to see the art with some shine around it. Actually, kind of like how the basic casters are, just like something a little bit extra snazzy. Because again, this game is not going to be about having super awesome shiny cards with PSA rating them or whatever. This is definitely a game that they're focusing on making sure the gameplay and the meta is what is the entire focus. And I mean, the art is definitely one of the big draws to it for a lot of people, but it's not like, I know that they want to avoid the situation that's been going on so often recently where you cannot buy cards because scalpers are just getting them all up. And it's an American company putting this out, and they're an American company that bought the game out from Japan so that they can make it because they loved it that much, and I can respect that a lot. All right, so we got our third pack, third pack of blue, finally. I definitely think I have enough of most of these to... she likes me a little bit too much. I definitely at least have enough to build a couple decks of whatever I want. Definitely up the starter decks. Come on, girl, stop. I only have 2 packs left. Alright, into the pile you go. Finally, okay, finally. This is like the third pack of Soulless that I got. At least I pulled one foil Sunny, two. Alright, we're gonna do the Pokemon thing, put them to the back, pretend that, you know, it matters. Okay, good. I got, if nothing else, I got the playset of her. The one that matters. Alright. And we got, let's see. Oh, okay. Well, ended on a very high note. Or, you know, I'm sure some people really, really want this here. You know, and let's kind of take count of how many of the colors, and I got, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 of her. All right, I think that is the most of any one foil card that I got, since I think all the other ones are like maybe 2 to 4. It's a little wild. Well, hey, if you guys are looking to complete your foil set, hit me up and we can trade. All right, so I have a huge pile of Ignis. I have a second biggest pile is going to be Void. And the Void cards, let's see, we'll go doop-a-doop-a-doo right through there. Got a pretty good distribution of them, you know, kind of semi-foil out a deck with them. Did not get, oh, I got a decent amount. I definitely got like at least like 3 or 4 packs of A's, which is fine. Pretty decent amount of the foils too, the little chibis there. Wish I got another Maisie Queen level 2 in foil. That would've been cool. Or level 1 not come in foil, or did I just not see it? Anyway, got a pretty decent chunk of Luna. Happy about that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, well, could be worse. Like Soulless. Okay, I literally pulled like 3 packs of it, I think. Let's see, 1 Sunny, 2 Sunny. Yeah, and 45 packs, I pulled 3 of the seeded Soulless. I got a little monkey paw, I guess, with, well, I got 2 foil Sunny, so I'll be trading people for the other 2, I suppose. Because best caster by a mile. Just look at it. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. There's her fork. Yeah. I love drawing cards when my opponents discard. Sounds fun. I think this was the second least amount next to blue. Or sorry, next to green. Got like 2 packs of that or something like that. I don't care as much, but I mean I gotta check to see if I even have enough to play the color. Because it depends on what's in these starters versus not. I wasn't paying close enough attention. Got quite a bit of Terra. Can definitely make as many Terra decks as I want, I feel like. And got pretty good distro of the foils too. I can go all out with Glory Butterfly and got all the foil level 2s and her hyper secret rare or whatever. Okay, I might have actually got more of Silva than I did of Aqua, which is a surprise because I felt like I didn't open any of this. Definitely didn't open that many of the foils. Okay, and then these are the super hyper rare glitter foil things. So I got 3 of the Passion Wing, 1 of her, 2 of them, and 1 of here. So if the distro is supposed to be 1 in 40 or 1 in 50 or whatever for these, I pulled pretty good. If these are all actually that rarity, I'm not entirely sure. I feel like this one is. I feel like that would make sense because it was like a super secret in the original release where it was like 1 in a case or 5 for that artwork. I don't remember what, maybe this was the promo in Japan, I have no idea. I kind of, like I said, they're changing things up slightly from the Japanese release, which I'm happy about because the original release, it was impossible to get a lot of cards. Like, absolutely impossible. Like, you could open up cases and not find a level 2. But Yeah, I'm Tamanon. If you enjoy anime card games and anime card games, check out the Caster Chronicles. Scan this QR code. You can go and get it. It can be a fun game to play. I'm going to be playing it, and hopefully see you guys at some of the events. And yeah, I am looking for some trades, specifically of those cards. So if you see me at the events, let's do something. And like, subscribe, all that. Bye-bye.